everybody. Welcome to another episode of Alto Call MAFS. I'm your host, Tane, here to talk to you about Love is Blind Italy, episodes 5 to 7. Yes, I know there were 4 episodes in the drop, but the next episode is just one. I think we know why now, but just cover the three so then we can cover 8 and 9 for the next time. Here with me is my Love is Blind compadre. It's Brian
hmm
Spurgeon. Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm great. I want to take back everything I said about about Italy in the beginning. This drop was action packed. There's so much going on, and it's like that first drop was kind of flat. We didn't have much
Mhm.
of a connection to anybody. Now all of a sudden, it's like, oh, everything is exploding in all directions, and it's just
Yeah.
full chaos.
I don't even know if I take my things back. A lot more is happening now, but it's also like, are we five? But we're gonna
No,
get
these
into.
are these are not adult people.
They are not. It's
None
like,
of
why don't we just put kids throwing tantrums in the supermarket aisle and let's just go with that because again, it could be the editing. We're not getting full
them.
stuff, but honestly, the reactions are like, huh, what is happening? But a little housekeeping before we get into that, just to remind you guys that couples therapy is out on the regular feed wherever you listen to podcasts. Jen and I are back on to recap the last 4 episodes of season 4. And also, just always telling you guys and reminding you guys if there's anything you'd like me to cover, let me know so I can add it to the pile and see if I can add it to my, not so full roster of things to watch.
Mhm.
Um, Traders is coming back in January. Trying to figure out if I can cover that. But if you are a Traders watcher and you haven't listened to the episode I had during the summer with Scally from the Free Agents podcast, where we went through the cast and we also guessed who we wanted to be the traders, you can check that out. I'm thinking I might just do a re-release of the episodes, but if you're interested just to hear the backgrounds of the cast members in case you don't watch all the shows, we have an episode there that was so fun. You should go check that out. And also reminding you that I have a Patreon, patreon.com/altocallmafs, where you can listen to the episodes ad-free and also listen to bonus episodes. And I currently have a Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion up with Raven. And there's also the video version. So if you prefer to listen in video, I said listen in video. Listen in audio, watch and see all my facial expressions. You can also see that on video. And also to let you know that I did guest on Raven's podcast, Bitch is Better. She has Podmas where she has an episode out every day of the month of December.
Oh my goodness.
That's a
Oof.
marathon. But
Mm.
I guested on there and we talked about some hot topics and you can go listen to that over there. And scene. I'm done with housekeeping. With housekeeping. Okay. As we were saying, I I reached out to my consultant, Giovanni, not to be
hmm
confused with Giovanni on Love is Blind Italy, who I absolutely, I always shy away from saying hate, but I cannot stand
No, that
this
man
man.
is awful. That man is awful. He is the
That's the,
worst kind of person. Like he's
yeah.
just terrible. And he's a cartoon character. He's a cartoon villain. He ought to be like twirling his mustache at all times. This dude is horrible.
Yes, that's a gaslighter if I ever
Oh
saw
my
one.
goodness. It's not over and over again.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into it later, but I think I asked Giovanni about the when Hayoni was like, "Oh, the bad thing about Alessandro is that he pees standing up." I'm like, "Wait," and then I'm like, "Oh,
Right?
she's
She's
like
like
all
every
her
boyfriend I
exes
had before peace sitting
sat
down.
down." But I thought about it, and I'm like, she is Korean. And she just moved
Oh.
to Italy, and I'm like, I googled it. I don't know if it's right or not, but it did say a lot of Korean men do pee sitting down. But then she also
Yeah.
said she doesn't feel Korean, so I don't know what her ex's profile looked like. So that makes sense. But I did ask Giovanni just in case. I'm like, hey, is this a thing? And he's like, I don't know. He did say, I don't understand why that's such a shock to her. I'm more surprised that all her exes peed sitting down. So it's not an
Yeah.
Italian thing. Like she's like, he said Italian men aren't usually that enlightened. So
I mean,
um
listen, it makes nothing but the most sense to pee sitting down. It is more comfortable. It is cleaner. I don't know any guys that do it. Like,
no.
it makes only the most sense to do it that way.
Also, Giovanni wanted us to know, by the way, the only guy that doesn't read, oh, yeah, that's the type of guy you'd find in Italy, is Giovanni. He's very much one of a
Really?
kind, not in a good way. And he's like, I might share a name with him, but I do not claim him. So, guys,
Okay.
just
I mean, he belongs in the new Knives Out movie or something. The guy, no real people are like this. Everything about this guy is nuts.
I did also ask about like, what the culture is like over there. Like, is it more conservative? Is it more traditional? Because based on if anyone's just like had no knowledge, just watching the show, it would appear like it seems the men want you to just stay home and cook. And I
Hmm.
think at some point they asked, well, do you know how to cook? And it's like, I know you can generalize. There's a whole bunch of things, but if someone asks me like, oh, the Nigerian culture, how does it work? That is what is expected. It's conservative where you have that. So I asked about that and he's like, well, it's not as clear cut, but to simplify, it's usually like generational and by the north, the south, the city, or the country. And it's usually not with the younger generation. I don't know where Giovanni LIB stands in that
Yeah.
realm, but we know exactly where it is that he stands. And he's just narcissistic and he's from Rome. So, you know,
Yeah, well, I think he, and we'll get all into it, I'm sure, but I
yeah,
think with him, he doesn't want a partner. He wants an accessory. He wants somebody to just like be what he needs them to be to fulfill his dreams. And if like you have shit that you want, even if it might also work out, you have to let that go. You have to
yeah,
give up all of it because this is what I need. Guy's
yeah.
nuts.
He just wants to be on the show, as far as I'm concerned. And
I mean, yeah, you might be right on a couple things.
yeah,
I we'll see.
yeah,
We'll
we'll
see.
get
He
into it.
definitely wants to be on the show. He
Yes.
definitely wants to be a reality TV personality. I think he sees himself on Traders in the future. I think he sees himself hosting something or Dancing with the Stars esque in Italy. Like I think he's got a real weird sort of inflated impression of himself and what
Yeah.
we're all going to think of him.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Well, I'm looking forward to the reunion just to see how he sees himself because the thing with reality stars is you're like, "Oh my god, they're going to see themselves, they're going to be embarrassed, they're going to be," and they come down and they double, triple, quadruple down and I'm
Sure
like,
do.
"Nope, I had to." So, I'm not having much faith, but I'm also curious to see how he's received over in Italy and what that means because at least here,
Yeah.
now there's a pipeline. Look at Sandoval. That man has not stopped working
It's
since
it's humiliating work,
that
but he's
happened.
working.
I
No,
mean, it's not
yeah.
humiliating. He was on Traders. He's
Oh, he
gonna
was
be
on
in
Traders. That's
House.
true.
Yeah, he's gonna be in House of Villains. He's
That's
gonna be. He's
humiliating.
doing a. He was a. No, it's not. That's a good
House
show.
of Villains. I
You
just, but
know.
it's I listen. I don't, as we talked about, I don't do competition reality shows in general. Anyway, I don't get it, especially if it's like not regular people. But I'm
Yeah.
just like, I mean that to me is below lesser Bravo. It's not even a reality show. It's you
La
like
la
doing a
la
thing.
la
I
la.
know.
Is
Listen,
Brian
this is
talking,
old man
guys?
yelling at a cloud.
Is he talking? Because I can't hear
Listen,
nothing.
listen. There are several hot takes I have for reality TV. I don't watch any network reality shows. I'm a fucking weirdo, and I get that, and I embrace it.
I
I
mean,
For him to go from essentially leading man on Vanderpump, he was the number one man. He was the number one guy. Jax was not. To then like being on, he was on what was that? Special Forces. I'm just like, man,
yeah.
that's a
Okay.
you have to
Ye-
like hustle now. You're
no,
working now.
you don't have the right audience. You cannot talk to a reality show whore and say, "Oh, I'm being picky." We open our
I love
eyes.
garbage. I just love
We
a specific kind of garbage that I
specific
really get into.
specific cannot be in your language. I open my eyes to
Uh,
everything. So
I mean, see, I,
I
I
don't
will talk Gypsy Sister till the cows come home. Like I like garbage, but it needs to be a specific kind of garbage for me.
mm, okay. Well, either way, we'll see how Giovanni. It's not too long. We'll see how that goes. But this man just had me ooh, so mad, so frustrated, and I don't know. But this drop was a lot of big feelings, like we said,
Oof.
and a lot of caring about what parents think. And it sounds mean, but it's frustrating. And like I said, this was my problem with Love is Blind Habibi. You care
Hmm.
about them, they're not part of the show, but you should have like straightened that out before you came on. Because
Yeah.
what do we do from here? Prepare
Yeah.
them for the possibility.
Yeah. How do you go on this show and not tell anyone you're going on the show is my thing. Because like even if you say, listen, I'm going to do this thing. Here's the premise. I'm going to lay out exactly how it's supposed to work out. I doubt I'm going to come home with anybody. I think that is like a 1 in a trillion shot. But like, if it's a 1 in a trillion shot and it happens, boy, like I should pursue that. Have
Yeah.
a quick chat with somebody instead of going like, well, I don't know. I'm just going to be like away from my phone for a couple weeks. I'll tell you when I get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. I was doing it. I'm engaged. It's just like, you have to like, why didn't you tell people before you did this? This is insane to me.
And I think I'm curious also, do the other franchises not air? I just assume like, France,
Oh, they
UK
might
would air.
not.
Do they not air there? Because the number of people who were surprised at, oh, you're getting married?
Yeah,
What? I'm like,
was this
guys,
show?
what? So I don't know.
Yeah.
So a lot of that still adds to, so as of now, even with the second drop, I do think that um Italy ranks low on my list of
It
franchises.
does. Yeah.
So because everyone's not understanding the assignment, including the
Right.
participants. Like I don't
Right.
I
Carmi, what the
just
fuck? Like,
you
fuck.
can't root for anyone. So this is why I still stand. What did I say first drop? I don't think anyone's gonna stay together because I just,
No.
but just as quickly as they fight, they make up.
Mm-hmm.
They get the next day and everyone's like, and I'm like, what? We're
Big
good?
fights, big makeups.
And we skip the steps. So
Yeah.
so yeah, we have a lot to get into. So I might as
Mm-hmm.
well just take a break now and then come back and just get into them. All right, starting with Nicola and Karen. I still cannot get a read on these people. Nicola had a 180 and now he's so in love with Karen. He doesn't
Yeah.
care who Ludovica picked and he's so sure this is the person for him. He's so sure he didn't tell his parents that he's going to get married.
I think he was basically like, listen, my parents are already like sharpening knives and coming towards me. I'm not gonna like drop more news on top of that. Like, this is already going as bad as it could possibly go. I'm gonna just try to escape.
When are you going to do it? 2 days before? But okay, let's get into it.
Honestly, if I'm him with that reaction after we have said I do at the altar, like I don't,
Well,
you're gonna add more stress to my life knowing about this beforehand. Just, I'll tell you if it works out. If it doesn't, we'll never talk about it again.
that would be great if we had people who were just like, you know what? Screw these people. I'm just gonna do what I
Yeah,
want. But of them, oh, my parents mean so much to me. Oh, they have to be
yeah.
involved. Oh, I want them there. So why'd you do this
We
show?
we can't all be submit, you know.
Okay. So okay, we pick right up where we left off with Karen saying he's not the right person for her right now. And then back in the hotel room, we see them still fighting, and she's letting him know that he didn't come to her after talking to Ludovica for half an hour. I was like, oh, she was timing it. And he
Hmm.
didn't even tell her what happened, and she kept checking on him. She's like, everyone was in a couple except them. And he's like, I mean, what does that mean? Like, am I supposed to hug you all day? I'm like, maybe, considering you just met and you have like 4 weeks before you get
Yeah.
married.
Ask her what she
And
wants and do that thing.
she blames herself for seeing something in him that wasn't there. He thinks that she is overreacting. Listen, he's just purposefully being obtuse because
Hmm.
your circumstances already, the fact that she was basically second choice.
Right.
You have a
Yeah.
conversation with your first choice. You don't think in any remote way, no matter how selfish you are, you don't think she needs reassurance? Come on.
Right. You
Come on.
physically assaulted a Christmas tree to the point that you were bleeding. And a day later, you're like, well, I guess I'll just go with this lady instead. And you don't think she's going to be like a little bit emotional watching you go talk to this woman for a half hour and then like not say anything when
Yeah.
you come back? Like, of course she's going to be. Anybody would
Mhm.
be.
Well, that wasn't bad enough because then
Mm,
he tells her, like, she was there hugging. He's talking about Ludovica hugging and kissing her boyfriend. I'm like, her fiance, but that's besides the
fiance.
point. But she told me that up until last night, she was thinking of me. I'm like, Nicola,
What the
how
fuck?
in
Why are you telling
God's
people this?
earth does this help your situation right now? What do
Right.
you benefit by telling her this? And he's so focused on proving that Ludovica still wants him. And rightfully, Karen is like, so that's eating you up?
Mhm.
Because it looks like it. And he's like, no, like you just need to start trusting me. How can I trust you when you are doing all of this?
Right. You're waving around a flashing neon sign saying "Do not trust this man," and you're just like, "But trust me, though." Like, no, I did you watch this season of 90 Day Happily Ever After?
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Okay,
Did
remember
we
the
cover it?
reunion? We might have. We did cover it. Sure did. My brain is mush right now. I have been all over the Midwest in the last like 2 weeks. My brain is melted.
Yeah,
But it's like when Kara's like, yeah, no, I could hook up with that DJ the second I wanted to if I chose to. I
yeah,
don't want to, but like if I wanted to, I could right away. Why are
yeah,
you telling her like, oh yeah, no, up until yesterday, she was thinking about me all the time.
yeah.
Why would you tell her this?
Completely not necessary. So
Mm-mm.
she tells him we are not on the same page, and he needs to get his act together. And if he doesn't want it, she will pack her bags and leave. And he's like, if that's what you want to do, fine by me. A la Ross, her a la Ross is from Friends is like fine by me. And I'm like, okay, so on the flip side, right? It's not a good idea where every time you get into disagreement, you either throw out the word divorce or you threaten you're going to leave. It's either you're going to work it out. And if you are going to leave, just pack your bags and leave. It's like
Yep.
announcing on social media, I'm unfollowing you now. I'm leaving
Mm-hmm.
social. Just go.
Go.
But it's not a good idea to be like, oh, I'm going to pack my bags and leave. And he's like, oh, fine, go. And you see, the men these days on reality dating shows are very combative. They're never like, okay, so what did I do? I did something wrong. So like, they're like, no, if you say this, I have to say this. Equal right for me to come back to, even though they're in the wrong. So I'm watching Ready to Love, and there's a guy on there who just, no matter what is being said, he has to have his lick back immediately. And it's just part of being an adult sometimes is diffusing a situation and just knowing when to shut the fuck up, for lack
Mm-hmm.
of a better word.
Yeah.
So you even saying when I'm gonna pack my bags and leave, just stay there and be silent. But saying, hey, if that's what you want, fine. Again, you are adding gasoline to the fire.
Yeah. Well, I think with the men on reality TV you're talking about, I think a lot of it is kind of it's a weird sort of need to not be conciliatory, to not give in, not
Yeah.
change anything about yourself, not
Yes.
need to do anything for your partner because you are
Yes.
already a perfect man and a
Yes.
prize to be won. It is a weird thing to watch. I don't know
Yes.
any guys that are like that. Like, I don't know any guys in my circle who are like, no, females need to do what I need them to do. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what?
Yeah, it's a new
You sound
wave.
insane.
Yeah, it's a new wave of I don't know. It's just
It
weird.
sounds grim in these streets.
But just like that, the next time we see them, he's apologizing. She's still in the house. She did not leave. And he's like, you can't put up a wall every time we fight. But even if you put up a wall every time we fight, I will chase you because I care about you and I don't want to lose you. And I'm like, wait, what? You
Right.
were just focused on Ludovica, but okay.
You just ordered to get out yesterday.
I'll go with it. So she tells him, don't hurt me. And he's like, yeah, I won't. I have to grow up in a lot of ways. He organizes a date for her, and, they have a date that, was sweet. Then I think they have, well, I thought it was a group meet, but it really wasn't. It was just the host and the hostess. Bernadetta is just trying to tell Parmi and Gargana because they're talking about their struggles about telling their parents about it. And she's like, as a mother, all a parent wants is your happiness, and it doesn't matter even if they can't convince their parents. And I'm like, that's nice. That's so
Yeah.
sweet. In an
It's
ideal
especially
world.
sweet. It's especially sweet when you also remove like the immigrant experience from all of this as well. Where it's
Yes.
like Gergana points out, she's like, well, it's also different because like we all came to Italy together. So like we had that shared experience of all coming together and like learning this new country and stuff. That's a lot to like risk. If you're, I mean, I don't know what that's like. That sounds like a whole fucking lot. I mean, I moved around a lot when I was a kid, but like it wasn't immigrating anywhere. And so that needs to be taken into consideration as well. And it
I'm
kind of
not.
feels like they just kind of breeze right over that. Like, yeah, if your family's mad about it, fuck them. I'm like, it's a weird thought.
I'm not taking that into consideration.
Oh,
You can get. I mean, I moved here, had to learn. Still not an excuse to tell someone like, oh, because I think the problem for me, they're not actually saying what the problem is.
mm,
Now, with we find out this drop when we get to Parmi that the reason with their family is like, okay, it's cultural. Usually, you marry the same culture because you understand
yeah.
that and all that kind of stuff. Not saying like it's any better, but I have an example of that. And like I said, even for me, I understand that in my culture. Again, not saying it's right, but they want the same things. And there's some
Hmm.
things that might be something as simple as listen, in my culture, we eat goat. For some, you put that, they're like, what? I would never. How could you? Then you have to go through that. This is a very trivial example. I'm just saying that. But that's what his example is. I don't know what Gargana's parents' problem is. What is the thing?
Well,
Is it? Well, no, no, no. I know it's I want them because she keeps saying that it is the problem. Well, I want someone from the horse's mouth to actually say, is it a culture thing? They haven't even said if it was a culture thing. It doesn't seem like it's a culture thing. It seems like a color thing. So
yeah.
say,
No, we all know what you're saying.
okay. So yeah, so for me, that's what it is. It's like, yes, we know what the problem is, but I need them to actually say it so they see how it sounds. Like it
Hmm.
doesn't sound okay. Because again, we're jumping around, but even for Parmy, when they were saying it out loud, it sounds silly to the point where they're just like, you know what? Just bring her around. Let's meet
Yeah.
her. Because you start saying these things, and it's like, on one hand, Bernadetta is right. Like you just want your kids to be happy.
Hmm.
But when you start coming up with all these things and you're making it up, it's like because you've held on to them for so long, like please sit and be introspective and let's see what happens. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I don't, yes, they moved all here. If we can adapt to way other things that
Hmm.
we're not part of your culture, we can adapt to this and just be accepting of people, okay? Try it sometime. It might be
Oh,
nice. Because
absolutely.
even with Parmy, like they're saying, like, oh, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Parmy is tatted from head to toe. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's not, what it is. So we can adjust. We can adjust. We're just picking and choosing what we don't want to adjust to.
Hmm.
But yeah, so they tell her that, and then Ali and Eliza, or Elisa,
Eliza.
Eliza.
Well, the dubbed version says Eliza. The dubbed version also calls Hayoni Yoni. So, like, I don't know what is right and what I know. When I heard you say it at first, I'm like, oh, am I wrong? Then I'm like, no, she's hearing it correctly. They just have like a bad voice actor on the US version or something.
Well, they can't stop touching and kissing. They're like little kids, and they're just,
Hmm.
there, and you know, Karen. That was mainly what happens when the hosts come up. Nothing else happens. They just tell them, "Oh, you're going back. You're gonna have to face reality," and then that's it. So Karen says she's scared of everything. She's scared of him meeting her son. She's scared of meeting his family. I'm like, oh, why did you sign up for this show? Like, I
Yeah, don't do the
don't put
show.
your anxieties on me. Like, come
Right.
ready to take on the world and ready to fight the world for your man.
Hmm.
But they are having dinner, and then he's just like, I missed you today. I missed having you. Like, I couldn't wait to be with you. And she's just stone faced and is like, I don't believe you. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Then she's like, you're saying the words, but I'm used to something different. When someone is into me, like there's touching, there's looking for each other. And if we're here, there's no affection. And I don't want to have to tell you what to do. And then Karen is like, if you don't see what I'm saying now, like, I feel like it can't grow. And he's like,
Hmm.
I think that it can. And she keeps saying, if this doesn't work, I'm toast. And I'm like, this is Brittany and Will all over again.
Sure
Because
is.
I
Sure is.
just,
It's she needs a kind of affirmation that he's
Mhm.
not either that he's not able to give her, that he's not willing to give her, or that she has not clearly communicated that she needs.
Yeah.
I think that she has. I don't know. In any event, though, this feels very familiar. This feels like she's really looking for a lot of reassurances, and this dude's like, "I thought I was doing that. Like, I
Yeah.
really thought I was doing all those things already."
Yeah, we were trained.
Hmm.
um, then he says that he's afraid of what his parents might think, especially with her being a mom already.
Hmm.
I'm like, again, did you not know this in the pods? Oh, there's not a problem. I'm fine. It's okay. He goes over to go see them. He drives over, and then the parents do not want to be on camera. That is not a good sign.
Right.
He comes right out and he's like, yeah, they didn't understand the rush. And so he's like, yeah, I'm just going to stay safe. Did not tell her that she had a son.
Hmm.
And they made it clear that they would not come to the wedding. And then he gets back to tell her, and she's like, yeah, my son doesn't want to meet you. But it's like, how you're smiling and you give someone a gift and you're like, I hate your guts.
Uh huh.
And like, you're smiling like you just didn't say my son doesn't want to meet you.
Well, and the way that she put it was like, well, he wants to meet you, like, at the wedding.
Hmm.
Like,
What does that
what?
mean?
Like,
Why?
what? He doesn't want to like make sure he likes you first, or like that is that's a weird. I can only understand that if you have like a grown kid with their own life and they're busy. Like, listen, I trust you. Make your decision. I'll be at the wedding. You have my blessing, but like I have things going on. It just seemed like it was a weird sort of a I want the drama of this for myself kind of a thought process. I don't understand.
How old is he?
15. Yeah.
And that's the context that I'm missing. I want to know why it's better for him to meet him at the wedding versus
Hmm.
before. Unless Karen has said, "There's no way in hell I'm saying yes to this man. Don't bother yourself."
That yeah, that could be the case. And boy, if that's the case, and like, I would say go ahead and end it now. But like, I don't want all these couples to break up in the middle of the show. So I guess stay on and then have this big blow up on the wedding day.
Yep. Of course, Nicola lies to her about his parents
Hmm.
being okay and says, they're fine. They're going to be okay. Everything went well. And I'm like, these little lies are why they're not going to work.
And
But
that's a terrible liar.
it's
Like,
just,
like, oh, it was good. It was good. It's
but you
terrible.
know, I always say when it comes to Love is Blind, I can't predict anything. I forget his name. I want to say it's Sergio from Sweden.
Oh,
And
I'm
I
not.
was
I've forgotten that whole season. The second it ended.
Oh, I was so sure they were gonna break up because while they were filming, they got news that he had someone else pregnant, and they tried to
Yeah.
tell her, and she didn't leave by the reunion. He'd gotten her pregnant, and then
Yep.
they have a child, and then they're raising both kids. Like, we're all great, and I'm like, and I was for sure that they were not gonna last, but c'est la vie. Here we are. So
No.
I know
Yeah, you're not
nothing
wrong.
when it comes to Love Is Blind.
It's impossible to guess.
So anyways, they do go for a walk, and then he finally comes clean about his parents, and she's like, you can't hide this from your mom for forever. And he's
Hmm.
like, he has to meet her son to fully know her. And then she's like, I'm not in any rush to meet the family. I don't need to meet them. This woman is saying no. That's
Yeah.
what she's not in any
Like, let's
rush.
just get out of this without any of this complicated meeting people nonsense. Like, ugh, whatever, we're done.
Meet the family before marriage. Why?
Right? For what?
Who does that? So, I mean, that's all I got for them. Was there anything else that you had?
I don't think so. I mean, that
Okay.
about sums it up.
Okay. Take a quick break, and I will be right back with Davide and Ludovica. And we're back. I love saying her name, Ludovica.
Ludovica, it's a beautiful name. And there's
Yeah.
sometimes that I'm like, I have a weird thing with names. I'm like, I wonder if this name is related to that name from like a similar, root, different part of the world. I think that's just like the female version of Ludwig. I think Ludovica is like the female version of Ludwig. Well, that's a cute. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that was a name you could
But isn't Ludwig
femalize,
Swedish?
feminize. Well, it's also like German. It's right there. It's like
Um,
Ludwig Beethoven and whatnot, Austria. So it's right there. And she's from northern Italy. But I think it's a beautiful name. You're not wrong.
Brian just took me to Nerdville.
Listen, man, etymology is my thing. I got a lot of things. I love roots of words and languages. I'll do that as a nerd podcast no one's ever going to listen to.
Yeah, this is me running away. Take me
Mhm.
out of this.
My wife deals with this all day long.
She's your wife. She has to. All right, David and Ludovica, not of
There it is.
Ludwig and stuff. But I kid, Brian. Do
Listen, I
you?
know who I am. I embrace it.
She tells Davide that Nicola doesn't believe in her choices, and she doesn't know if he left the door open for her or not. Ludovica says that Nicola is not her type of person. That was great. She was being open, telling him everything
Hmm.
that happened. One, two, three, and go. Then Ludovica is mad because he left his house keys with his situationship, and now the
What are
first
you
person he has to
doing?
see when he goes back is her. Listen, Ludovica is a nutcase, but she's very, very valid in this. A lot of
Yeah.
these men are so careless. They're just walking around here because they're so used to being single. They like to say they're ready to be married and all this stuff, but they're not taking all the precautions or acting like someone who has to consider somebody else's feelings. And you also have to consider the fact that we do not know each other. We do not have equity. We do not have backup. We do not understand each other. All I know is I'm taking a risk. I was talking to you through the wall, and now we're engaged, and I don't know anything about you. You go on a show where you could possibly be engaged, you could possibly get married, and you don't think, maybe I should leave my keys with someone else, anyone else in the world, but not the last
Anybody.
person I had sex with. Come on. That's
Leave
very
them with a
careless.
stranger. Leave them with a stranger, and that's better off than what you did. Like, I mean, this was nuts to me. And for
Yeah.
me, like, what? What's the problem? I don't understand why you're upset. I'm just
Yeah.
like, you seriously don't? You don't get this at all?
Yeah. It was just very careless. And then a lot of times I
Hmm.
know a lot of people come on there and say, "Oh, I truly wasn't expecting to find a person. I truly then why are you here?" It's like going into a competition or not thinking you're the best and just like, "Oh, I'm just here for the experience." I'm not
Yeah.
saying it doesn't happen, but if all of you think you were not going to find your person, who was going to be at the end? You know?
Look,
So,
I don't care what you rank in the world. If you're in the Olympics, you have to think I'm winning a gold medal. You can't be the one that's going to the Olympics like, well, I don't know, maybe I'll finish like seventh or eighth. Like you
yeah.
have to have the confidence of I'm gonna win. So how could you go onto this thing like, well, yeah, I'm sure I'm just gonna go and like not meet anybody and come on back to the situationship. But like
Yeah.
you have to kind of have some degree of confidence that this can work out.
Yeah. Well, that ended. We didn't
Hmm.
hear anything else about that. I mean, she was bitching about it to anyone that could hear in Morocco, but that was
Yeah.
it. They move in. Ludovica says it's her first time living with a boyfriend. And as Ludovica is talking with her family, they get their phones back. Davide is like, "Yeah, I'm just going to delete some things on my phone to avoid an insurrection." Honestly, I cannot be mad at that. Just do it. Should
Yeah.
have done it
Yeah.
before.
Don't tell me.
Just do
Don't
it.
say it on
Yes.
camera, but just do it.
Yes. She's like for me, I left no doors open before I went into the experiment, but I'm not sure if he did. But again, these men are careless. When we have shows like Maps or Love is Blind, yeah, well, I'm not gonna say Love is Blind. We had someone last time that had a situation ship and that caused the whole thing. But
Hmm.
for the most part, they kind of end things, and these guys are like, I'm gonna keep the door open. If this doesn't work, this one's waiting for me back home. And
Why would I close the door?
um then we just see Ludovica crashing out in the middle of the
Hmm.
street. This is not in the apartment. This is they are in the middle of the street. No one seems phased, by the way. But they're
No.
just like going at it. She's like, "How could you do this to me? You didn't even like consider me." And he's like, "You were doing too much. I'm not gonna, pay attention." And again, it goes back to that men being combative. He's not even trying to say, "Listen, I understand what you did. Like, I'm sorry." And I think now I'm understanding that she made a big stink about it in Morocco to give him the time to make arrangements, get a friend, drop it in
Hmm.
a mailbox, mail it to me, or pick it up for me or something so that you can't say you didn't have enough time. But he didn't. And they came back and now they have to go pick it up and he has to do it and they have to have a conversation. And that's what she didn't want to happen.
Well, point of order, they had their phones in Morocco. So like how he should have listen, he shouldn't have done this in the first place. Like
Mm-hmm.
this should never have been an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But she made a big deal about it as she should have. He
Mm-hmm.
wasn't other than like trying to have the producers contact somebody. I don't know how he could have gotten the message back home before he got back. He probably could have
From
formulated a
the
plan in
airport.
his brain though. Oh, from the airport, I guess
From the
so.
airport. Remember, what's the last
Yeah.
one we watched? France. By France, everyone
Yeah,
was having all the conversations, doing all the meetings, all the things. All it takes is a text
that's
message,
true.
Brian. If
That's
he
true.
wanted to, he would. He just
Yeah.
wanted to prove that it
You're
means
right.
nothing. You're not going to take this away from me. Or even if you try and it didn't work, so in some way, try to placate her. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's not always going to be rational, but this is a partner. This is someone you care about. Like, listen, I get it. I'm just going to do it. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'm going to do this anyways. I mean, you're married. Like,
Yeah.
you have to make concessions every now and then. Like, and
All
again,
the time.
and again, if he does it, it's not going to kill you. You can. So
Yeah.
he just didn't
Yeah,
want to.
no. No, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah,
far be it from me to defend a man. You're correct about this. He
which you did.
listen, man, I
That's why
shouldn't
I'm
have.
here to check you.
At a bare minimum, make a whole plan in your brain so that
Yeah.
when you get there, you hit the ground running, and before you get to the key thing, that whole thing is already taken care of.
Yes.
This was dumb as hell.
Yeah, shouldn't have left it in the first place. But if you did, this was the time, to do something. Because she kept saying you were careless about that. You didn't, think of me, and you just want to humiliate me. Because now you have to have a conversation. Because it is a thing. There are some. Not I. The age old question: can men and women be friends? Yes, I think you can be
Oh yeah.
friends, but you have to have boundaries. But I do think that there are some friends who want to establish, like, I was here, before you, so you're not
Hmm.
going to come in and suddenly think and all that. So I don't know. Either way, they go in and I think she goes with him to pick up the keys. I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure what that's about. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
well,
have
because
gone.
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
have
have
gone
gone.
either. But she keeps on saying, and like the first thing I have to see when I get back is the woman you were fucking. And I'm just like, you don't have to go. Like, you don't have to see any of
She has
this.
the size of the competition.
Well, I think it's that, and truth be told, I think she's like, look, if I don't go, you might do it again. So like, I have to
Yeah.
go to make sure you're not gonna fuck around.
Yeah, because if you're giving her your keys, you have not ended things. Like, let's just be
No,
honest. You
you have zero other
yeah,
friends. There's
yeah.
nobody else you know.
A coworker, hell,
Right.
your neighbor.
Give
That's
it to your
right there.
landlord. Like there's somebody else you can do this with.
So yeah, as they're fighting and talking about this, somehow again in this new era of retaliation, he was like, "Oh, did I say anything when you called Nicola 8 times?" I'm like, "Catch us up. We don't know. What
Right.
are we talking about?" And that just went by.
Yeah. Well,
Nothing.
and
So,
and frankly, like, okay, if that's what you're gonna bring up, okay, cool. You could bring that up. You should have brought that up when it happened, though, because like
yeah.
if she's calling this dude 8 times, like I didn't say anything, I would have said something. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't you say anything?
Also, I want to know when. Is it the night
Right.
she was thinking about him? She couldn't stop thinking about him? How did you
I
get
don't
over
fucking
it?
know.
We
Is
don't
it eight
know.
nights in a row? We don't have any kind of context for this.
So she claims that she's done, that unfortunately she's done. This is just too much and she's not going to do that. And I'm like, they're done. 1, 2, 3, and go. All is well now. They're fine.
We're fine.
Then
Got the key and everything.
that's it. So I'm not going to put any stock. And when I see these people fighting now, I'm just going to be like, all right. Now, in fact, I'm like,
Here
boring.
we go again.
Let's just move on.
Yep.
But we're in episode 7, right? And I'm like, they're still not having sex. Remember the last drop? We were like, he said it was nice sleeping with her. She said,
Yep.
oh, we didn't do anything. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks for the clarification. Then
Literally
she
sleeping
says,
together.
we're not having sex. And then he says, yeah, we're not having sex like we did in the start. I'm like, you guys,
Yep.
I cannot do this
Yep.
homework all season long. Like, okay, so now we
Ugh.
know they did have sex, but anyways, but he says like he's just stressed, everything is so stressful and it's manifesting physically in that case. But they're going to Naples to go see his parents and his family, and the sun is out there, and he hopes that it's better there because, sunshine, vitamin D, no pun intended, and everything's gonna everything's gonna work fine over there.
I
They
mean,
go over.
I
Oh,
gotta say, on Naples, I know nothing of Naples. Like, I know it's the name of a city in Italy. I don't know anything about it. I need to know more about it because the way everyone on this show talks about Neapolitan people, it's like, oh, I never thought I'd be with a Neapolitan man. I'm like, I need to know what it is about Naples. That's like, oh, that's a weird subset of people over there. You won't want to talk about Neapolitan people.
guys, this is why you listen to Alta Call MAFS. My
Oh, you
consultant
got the insight.
Giovanni.
There you go.
My consultant Giovanni. Shout out Giovanni. Thank you for putting in work that you did not ask for this this
Amazing.
season. I asked because I will always ask the questions.
Mhm.
Neapolitans are considered to be lovable rascals. They circumvent rules like cheat on their taxes, drive without insurance. They're naturally funny, a bit loud, the opposite of the reserved northern Italians. Their fashion sense is more showy, some would say a bit vulgar. They're very attached to their family. They like to have big weddings and religion. And obviously, it's a cliche, but that's the stereotype about Neapolitans.
I love that. They're
Ask
silly
and you shall
geese. All right.
receive.
No, that is wonderful. Like, yeah, they're the lovable rapscallions of of the peninsula. Like, I love that. Okay. That helps me understand him a whole lot more now. I do
You-
like that.
You're welcome, Brian.
That was excellent. Thank you. See, nerd stuff.
No, 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 no.
We just did anthropology live on the podcast.
Who says reality TV can't teach you? Come on
That's
now.
right.
Okay.
Now I know.
Yeah. So yeah, they go in there, they meet each other's parents, they see hers first, and she's like, she didn't have contact with her parents for a while. And this is on me. I don't remember the pods. I don't remember if she has said this before.
I have no
Um,
recollection of it. I mean, if she talked about it, it wasn't a major point for
yeah.
them. I have no memory of this at all.
Yeah. But she says like they just got in contact recently and then now they're getting older. And I think her mom had a tumor, I think was what she said.
Yeah.
And now she's
Yeah.
their point of contact. And I'm like, good on her for, still coming to show up for them, even though things are kind of rough between them. But
Mhm.
hallelujah, the son did them some good, and they did have some sex. The girl is
Yes.
smiling ear to ear. So
Thank God. Finally.
yeah. They meet his family. They're so close. It's exactly what he said in the pods, and that's what she said. Like, it was just so touching to her that she started crying
Mhm.
as the mom was talking to her. And I was surprised that he had a female friend who seems like a part of the family. But I'm
Mhm.
just like, I think Davide is just like, listen, woman, get used to this. I got me a lot of female friends.
Right.
And
Right.
they're gonna be around in my life and stuff. So I mean, it was nice. It was just like they were hung up also on how soon the wedding was, and this was just a recurring theme of all the
Yeah.
families. Like, what next
What?
week? Oh,
No
Love Is
way.
Blind. Is this a new show?
Oh,
But
it's crazy. That's too soon. There's not enough time. Everybody we meet.
his mom was like, "Yeah, I think I have to work."
Right? She was like, "Oh no, I can't make it." It's like,
I
"Oh my
think
god."
I think it was awkward because it was such a nice gesture for Ludovica to be like, "Listen, we're doing wedding dress shopping. My mom's coming. It's in Milan.
Mhm.
It'll be nice if you could come." She's like, "Oh, when? No, okay. I have to check
Yep.
with work." I'm like,
Oh, I
"Oh."
can't make it.
She could have just been like, "Oh, I'll let you know. Thank you so much." And then off camera, then you can be like, "Work."
Uh-huh.
So I couldn't tell where his mom stood. She seemed a little standoffish, but then she became sweet. I don't know if it's because she started crying and then she's like, "Oh, she's because she kept
Maybe.
looking at her. She was like, "Why are you crying?" Like,
Right? What's wrong with
okay.
you?
But all in all, I would say like it was good. I mean, who would have thunk if anyone happens to stay together, it might be these two because they even agree on where they want to live. Actually,
Yeah. Yeah, no,
so
it is shocking. It I don't know if it was like the Nicola of it all in the beginning or what. But these two seem to have somehow ironed out a whole bunch of wrinkles and they're in a good place.
yeah, and the Nicola thing is kind of a blessing when you're reminded of the things that you think you want in a package, and then you're like, "Oh, this is why I don't mess with guys like you."
Mhm.
And you're like, "Okay, let me focus on this." Then you're like, "Okay, yeah, you have perspective in
Yeah.
that way." All right, we have Giovanni and Georgia.
Oy.
Yeah. Okay. So Giovanni tells Georgia that his meeting with Gargana went terribly because he caused her so much pain and she did not deserve it. Georgia is being understanding, saying, like, that's what this experiment asks of us. Like, we're supposed to date, a bunch of people. He keeps going on and on. Like, she opened up to me. She opened up to me, and then I hurt her. And I was like, she chose Parmy. And he's like, yeah, but obviously she chose her plan B. I'm like,
Yeah, she does part of me because, like, she knew that I would hurt her too much
yeah,
for being too good, so she
yeah,
had to go with Barbie. It's like,
such a
come on,
great
man.
guy. And then
Ugh.
he's like, I had strong feelings for that girl. This is a confessional. And seeing her today, I realized that they're still very much there. AKA, he's not attracted to his fiance. He's attracted
Mhm.
to Gargana. So
Mhm.
he's like backtracking now. Giovanni continues to tell Georgia that, her eyes were glassy when she spoke to him. And I don't know. I think I got the wrong version on Netflix because I did not see that.
Nope. Her eyes seemed totally fine. The music. Well, she didn't. She wasn't gonna cry, but it was like real emotional for her. You could tell. I'm like, buddy, could you stop?
She was trying to get away. She was trying to
Yeah.
get away from him. Like, I have nothing to say to you. Leave me alone. Let me go
Right.
to my fine man.
So full
But
Pepe Le Pew situation.
they would not even have gotten along. But okay, that's just me. But
No. No.
um, he says like, and then as he was talking, he got frustrated. So he's talking to Georgia, and he's like, "This is the thing. I took my time. Damn it!" And she's like, "What?" I mean, the translation says, "Damn me." And then in some kind of magic trick, he shifts the blame to Georgia, says like we were arguing, and because of that, that led me to choose
Mhm.
her, and that you led me on. And Georgia's face of confusion is us because we're like, wait, what? Then
Yep.
he was like, you did not give me any reassurance. I was very undecided, and think about all the drama that I went through. Brian, I'm so disgusted at this point.
No, this man's gross. This man is gross. I don't, and again, I don't know a single man who talks and behaves like this. Like I just don't. This is a foreign kind of behavior to me. I don't get this man in any kind of way.
He thinks he's in like a Broadway play of,
Yeah.
is it Rapunzel? And he's down there saying, "Let down your
Let down your
hair
hair.
so I could save you." But
Oh.
he chose Love is Blind Italy to do this. But Georgia
Mm.
says, like, I'm not even bothered that he spoke to Gargana, like it's expected. It's just the fact that he's making this a big drama. Like it's
Yeah,
so dramatic. And I'm like, she's not wrong. He's angry at her for his choice.
yeah.
She wasn't
It's
there.
like what he wanted. First of all, he's mad that he doesn't like her.
Yeah.
Basically, is the thing. He likes Gargana more. But I think that what he wanted was for him to like mention the name Gargana and her have her fly into like a blind rage
Mm-hmm.
and be like, "How dare you talk to her? And I'm gonna go settle things with that woman." And she's like, "I don't give
Mm-hmm.
a shit." And then he got mad about that. And he's just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're right. He thinks it's a Broadway play. He thinks this is Phantom of the Opera, and everything has to be dramatic with like organs underneath it.
Yeah. I think what's so hilarious too is like he's having this conversation, insisting that he caused Gargana so much pain, but then they keep flipping through scenes where Gargana is laughing with her hunk of a man, so unbothered, has not
Mm-hmm.
mentioned his name once except when they had the conversation about their conversation, and that's it. So he's just
Yeah.
making up stuff. Georgia is like, I just don't understand all this pain he feels like he caused her. She's with Parmy. Like she
She seems really happy. Parmy's hot. She seems like she's doing.
The holidays are almost here, and if you still have names on your list, don't panic. Uncommon Goods makes holiday shopping stress-free and joyful with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts you can't find anywhere else. You'll discover presents that feel meaningful and personal, never rushed or last minute. Uncommon Goods look for products that are high quality, unique, and crafted by independent artists, so every gift feels special and thoughtfully chosen. I saw these super comfy crew neck sweatshirts by Kindle and Jake Chambers, where you can have your pets' cute little faces custom embroidered on them. And I just know my friends with fur babies would absolutely love them, so they're in my cart. I'm gonna get them for Christmas gifts. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3.1 million to date. So don't wait. Make this holiday the year you give something truly unforgettable. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/altarcallmafs. That's uncommongoods.com/altarcallmafs for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Great.
And then this man flips again and is like, yeah, it's unfortunate you're not able to be an empath. I'm an empath. I feel for all the pain that I caused. The empath feels the pain he caused. Make that make sense.
Oh, this guy is a nut. Like, he's a complete nut.
I don't know how she's, stood for that long, but he
Oh,
wakes up early in the morning. He goes for a swim. He meditates, and then he says, "I woke up this morning and I remembered why I chose Georgia." Why? You said you needed someone to fight with. So what?
um,
Um, she's out, getting a tan. Last episode, I was telling you guys I don't understand why this man is wearing a full suit at his honeymoon.
and
Now
she's like,
he
wait a minute. She's like, well, the sun's not going to get to your skin. He's like, so I'll still tan. And it's like, that's
Yeah,
not how it works.
but this time he wore a button-down shirt to tan by the pool with a towel. I'm like, why are you fully clothed for
Mm-hmm.
this? Also, is it warm now? Everyone's swimming and in a bathing suit. It went from cold to hot. What?
They had a cold snap. I don't know.
So she tries to flirt with him, like she's pulling her bathing suit bottoms down. Like, do I put it down? Do I do that? He is not taking the bait at all. He brought
No.
his book of poems or whatever he's reading, putting it to shield the sun, not giving her anything at all. But I'm sick that this man gets a lot of screen time because the next thing we see him is in the garden after the 1 millionth fight with Georgia. Those are his words. He said, I took a shower and I was watching a cartoon. And she
She's mad, then took a half hour, take a shower, and watch a cartoon. I'm like, what? What? You did what?
So, yeah. So I don't know what this man is about, but we watched a cartoon and she took it as him not desiring her. She's not wrong.
No,
It's so clear.
no. Yeah. Well, and she's made it abundantly clear what she needs from him. If she's over here like again, playing with her bikini bottom, pulling it up, pulling it down, he's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she's gonna feel rejected when you'd rather watch Dexter's Lab and take a half-hour long shower than hang out with her. I love
So,
Dexter's Lab, but come on.
in Dexter's laboratory.
Great show.
I'm not
Holds
a
up.
nerd, Brian. You are bringing out
Look, man, you were over here singing the theme song. All right.
I'm
I
just
didn't do
kidding.
that.
You did. Um, so he's headed to Rome for a few days for work. Wink, wink. I say wink, wink
Hmm.
because honestly, I don't think this man has work to do in Rome. He just wanted time away and he wanted
Yep.
to go there. And he says, I want to see if I'm going to miss her. Like, okay.
All right.
Um, I don't know much about runes, but she tells him like, "Can you read my runes or something like that?" But this makes it all the more odd that he brought up that weird conversation about Catholicism when
Hmm.
they went to Morocco because
Hmm.
at this point it's like you're not religious but you're spiritual but you're this, but why did you even bring that up at all with the procreation and the waiting and the it makes no sense
No sense.
at this
He
point.
he
So,
just he just thinks he's very interesting, and this is another thing that he can do to be interesting.
yeah.
The only thing I know about runes is like Viking runes. And he
Mhm.
did mention when they were laying out and he was fully dressed that he's a Viking, so he doesn't need sun or something. He's like, what the fuck does that mean? So I don't know if this is like related to that. If Vikings also did like divination via runestones, I have no idea. But they
Yeah.
say this like we should all know what this is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I didn't even, usually I go, deep dive. What does this mean? What is it? I was just trying to point out
Not for
anything
this
I can
man.
point out against Giovanni that, he's just a contradiction in himself. That was it. So, again, maybe we missed it, but I know that Giovanni is not expecting a genetic scientist to give up her career because I must have read that wrong because we're having a conversation something about a fantasy castle land. He's on Disney World, and to her to achieve this dream she has to give up her career. Why would you? I'm not getting into it. Georgia says that yes, like he has work but he couldn't wait to leave. He just wanted to leave, and I'm like, okay,
Yep.
yes, we're reading the same thing, we're picking up the same thing. So she calls him and he's trying, like, when he's away, because she moved into the apartment by herself. He couldn't even move in with her. She moved in by herself. And she's like, it's a me, me, me thing that he's such a self centered person, which Gorgana has mentioned before, that he never
Hmm.
actually waits to listen to you. And for anyone who forgets, remember that all the women, their first impression of Giovanni was that he's such a salesman and they don't
Yep.
believe him. And in fact, I thought they were being mean, but they were like, we feel sorry for Georgia because she's stuck with a guy that we don't think is actually like it.
They fucking nailed it.
So she says like if he's not capable of sharing a bed, that she's not even talking about sex, like just actually just sleeping in the same
Yeah.
bed, then you cannot have a relationship. And also, if you allegedly haven't had sex in a month, you should be horny as hell. And she's just
Should
not
be.
sure why this man is choosing to still be here with her. I'm like, TV time, screen time.
Fame. He wants to be on Traders.
Yeah. Do they have Traders Italy? I know they just
If
released.
not, I mean, given the drama from this drop, they need to.
Never want to miss a moment. She comes home from work and Giovanni's just there in a black turtleneck and black pants and
Fuck this guy.
I want to say he was from Asian culture, like an Asian jacket. And I'm
Yeah, it was a
like,
good. Yeah.
Giovanni, like, but she gives him the exact response that he wants. She's tearing up. He has flowers. It's so dramatic and it's all, you hate this woman. What are you doing?
Frank, in this moment, I hated her too. Because, like, don't go run up on this man and give him hugs and kisses and throw your arm. No. Like, what is this serial killer nonsense? I open the door and you, like, dramatically turn around. Like, what is this? Like, God.
She's like, how did it feel? Like, did you miss me and stuff? And he proves what she was saying earlier, why he's a selfish person. And he was like, yeah, I was just thinking how you would fit into my world. And she's like, why
Mhm.
weren't you thinking how you would fit into my world? And he's like, well, I'm so special. He didn't say that. That's me. But he says I work particular hours and I, meet unique people. And then he brings up again this lofty dreams of a castle and
The
festivals
castle.
and the woods, like into the woods production. And when she's like, yeah, I'm fine with doing that. Like if it's the right thing in the right situation, I'll do it. And he's like, don't bullshit me. Like you're
Yep.
willing to give up your degrees. And she's like, oh my God, what do you want from me?
She's like, yeah, no, I'm down. Like, no, you're not. You fucking liar. It's just like, and again, this is the night you showed up with this whole dramatic, like, turnaround reveal in the apartment. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You cannot show up for a romantic evening and then right away pick a fight and call her a liar like this.
Yep. I'm just like, Georgia, leave
Ugh.
this man. You're never gonna do anything. I'm pulling my hair out because then he pulls out the so then if that's the case, then I would have to give up my dream for yours. Georgia is like, "What now? What do you mean?
He's like,
What
I didn't say
dream?" She's like,
that.
"Well, you want to have kids. So if you want to have kids, I have to put in more." And she's like, "What?" Then they get into a fight where he just jabs and jabs at her and then accuses her of trivializing his life because she was like,
Hmm.
"You're making it sound like I don't have people to manage and I don't do that." And then he's being disrespectful. Then eventually he calls her a liar and then gaslights her. And then she's like, "Why would I be with someone who calls me a liar?" And he's like, "Well, maybe you should stop lying and then I won't call you a liar."
Yup. It's like, see how you're a liar. You lie right now, you liar. I'm just like, Jesus, man. Like you're trying to run her out of town?
It was bad.
It's
But
really
guess
awful.
what, guys? 1, 2, 3, all is well the next day.
They're fine. They're totally fine, you guys.
And then we see her packing her bags, going to visit him in Rome.
Uh-huh.
I do believe he does live in a castle. I don't know what this was. There's no
I'm not sure what this
electricity.
is.
There's candles.
This is
It's
he
like
doesn't count.
the Beast home, Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. Yeah, no. He lives in what like 9-year-old me thought Europe was like. Like this is what I assumed all of Europe was. So like, yeah, no, he lives in like a chateau. Like this is a
Yeah,
I want to see what the surrounding area is like. Like, is this in a neighborhood or is this like you're out in the
in the
countryside somewhere?
countryside. Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
is the country. Isn't that what they're arguing about? But it was a whole lot of
that's where he wants to
candles.
be. Yeah,
It was a
yeah. Well,
fire hazard, and I'm like, guys, I hope we are being careful here. So at some point, they're talking with his friends that he feels are so unique and so different, and they ask her about marriage, and Georgia says like she sees no difference between living together and marriage, and for someone like Giovanni, that is not a thing he would like to say. So I wondered if she said that on purpose because
probably.
he has made it very clear that he allegedly wants to be married and stuff.
Hmm.
So Giovanni, when they're done and everyone goes home, because they start talking about sex too. They ask about it, and she's like, "Oh, you answer since you're the one who doesn't want to do that." And they're like, "Oh, you need to find out." And she's like, "Okay, I'm glad your friends are on the same page as me."
Yep.
They all leave. Everyone goes. Giovanni thinks he's so special and his world is so strange. And Georgia is like, "But I fit right in. I fit right in with his friends." And
She
he thinks
did.
it's not going to work because he was looking for something else. But in your face.
Yep.
He finds a new thing to pick on her because the well is endless. And he's like, "You're just always talking about sex." She's like, "I did not bring up sex. Your friends brought up sex. I was
Yeah.
answering a question, and this motherfucker calls her a nymphomaniac."
Yep. Yep. What are you, a nymph? I see sex all the time. Sex all the time. I'm just like, bro, all your friends agree with her. You are the odd man out here. Everyone's like, yeah, y'all should be having sex to make sure that it's going to work well when you're married. Everyone agrees with her. And you're just like, no, you're like a sex addict. This guy is a nut.
I just don't even understand because she is being patient. She is being understanding. She says she's not even asking for sex. She's just like, "Let's be in the same bed. Let's
Yeah.
be some affection, like something. Would it be nice for us to have sex? Yes. It's not going to be great." In fact, the friends were like, "You guys argue all the time because you're not having sex." They're the ones who said it. You better be mad at your friends,
Yep.
not just, her. But he insults her and she just calls him out and is like, "You keep finding fault in me. Like, you're a coward. You want to look good. You don't want to break up with me. So you just keep finding fault. So I will leave and I'm not going to do that for you." And he says, like, "Well, you convinced me of your values in the pod, but they don't exist. If they don't exist, there's nothing I can do." But here he goes again, blaming someone else about this. But she packs
Always.
her stuff. She has gone to a hotel. And then he called her in the hotel and berates her yet again.
Yep.
And now what he berating her for? Well, because she's like, "We're done. We can agree that we're done. Like, we're not doing this back and forth anymore." And he's like, "Well, you could have told me to my face. You came to visit me. You're my guest." I'm like, "You called your guest a liar. You called your guest
Yeah.
an nymphomaniac. You called your
Yeah.
guest all the things in the sun. Now you're concerned about that?"
Hey, man,
And
etiquette, all right?
oh my god.
Decorum.
Yeah. So that was that. And as Georgia's packing her things and is a little sad about how everything went down, Giovanni is plotting ahead because that's what villains do in, as he says,
Mhm.
cartoons. He needs to find a way to stay on the show. So we see that he gets in touch with someone from the pause, Frederica, And I have so many thoughts because he says he didn't pursue her because of her age. She's 38 because he's already started to nitpick. If you already pick up on that. And
Yep.
apparently, she said they were talking to each other as soon as he left the pods. And she didn't
Yes.
tell anyone either. And I'm like, oh, you're so proud of yourself. You didn't tell anyone that you're the side chick. Oh, God. Because I just don't know where she's just like, oh, I didn't tell anyone that were. Is that a good thing?
Yeah, no, you're the secret, which is why you didn't tell anybody. You didn't tell anybody because you're not supposed to be public about this. Like this is a
Yeah.
secret.
He was engaged, and that's why it goes back to the same thing. All these people do not take any of these things seriously. Whether
No.
it's being legally married, whether it's being engaged, it's not a serious thing to you because in the real world, are you saying like, "Oh, I'm engaged"? Oh, you're still fair game. Come on, let's go.
Right? You ain't
You
married
know.
yet.
So lots of thoughts about that, and that's how that ended for I guess with episode 7. Is that they just walked away and they went on a date and he's pulling his charm, and it's so weird. Like maybe in real life his charm works, but just watching it through the screen, it's like, ugh.
He grosses me out. He just absolutely grosses me out. I there was something he said, I forget what it was, but he said something in this episode and had like a head wag when he said it and like a finger. I'm like, what is this that you're doing physically here? Everything about him like irritates me.
Yeah.
He's a certain kind of like flashy villain that we don't really see that often. He doesn't like it. It's Kenya Moore. It's like a villain with
Nope,
like
nope,
flair that we
nope,
don't
nope,
see.
nope. We're not gonna do that.
Well, I'm
Nope.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying
No,
to
no,
think of a
no.
villain that
Kenya,
has flair.
no, Kenya is a villain for sure. But honestly, the closest to me is like Tom Sandoval. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
same. He will
Sandoval's a good
always
comp.
blame everyone. He would never take accountability, and he fancies himself the bestest guy. Like, I'm a good
Yeah,
person. I'm a good person. You're not. But that's where I would like. Kenya is a villain you love to hate. Kenya owns her villainness. Like, if she's
that's
going
true.
in, she's
That's
going
true.
in, and she can maybe apologize. We have not seen this man apologize in 7 episodes.
No, no,
So
you're absolutely right. He's Sandoval's a great comp. I also think that like James Kennedy minus the charm, like he's just like a loud asshole. Basically, is all he
James
is.
is just immature and on drugs. So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't even know what he's saying. Your mustache,
He's
you're
a
warm with a
disaster.
mustache. So
He makes me laugh, but I'm like, it would be exhausting to be in this room with a man like this for 2 minutes. Wear me out,
okay. Hayoni or Yoni and
right?
Alessandro B. Um, I don't know. Okay, I was gonna say he got the initial, but I found out that they both have initials. The other Alessandro
Yeah,
is A,
he's
and this
A.
is B. So again, I'm pissed. They did not tell us why they couldn't make it in there. Like, tell me everything if I have to watch this. Don't keep me in secret. And I don't know, maybe it's a visa thing. That's my guess, but I'm
Could
not
be.
sure. But I also don't know if Hayoni is a citizen or still like on some. I don't know what the immigration is like over there, but
Yeah,
at least give us a hint. Send them to a resort over there,
yeah.
and
Italy has beautiful resorts.
yeah, and I was just questioning, like, so what was the plan? Because they keep them apart before they go on vacation. Did they do that for them? Did they move in earlier? Did they not like fill us in
Mhm.
on the detail? But they're moving into the apartment, and it's time for me to move on and not ask all these questions. So Hayoni says everything is great. She thinks it's gonna be fine. And then I've already given this away. Hayoni says something that stops me in my tracks. I'm like, oh, my only bad thing about Alessandra is that he pees standing up. I says, as opposed to what? But this also answers my question that it means that they've been hanging out because how else does she know? She had to have seen him pee in some capacity.
Well,
Hey,
my thought right away is he's missing the bowl sometimes, and there's like pee around the toilet now. That's not ever there if you pee sitting down.
yeah, but they had to be in the same vicinity for her
Oh,
to
they're in the
notice
same.
that.
I thought,
That's what I
yeah.
meant.
I'm
Yeah.
saying she's not in there while he's peeing.
Oh
It's
no, no,
not.
no. I just meant like because earlier I was saying while the others were in the holiday, were they
Oh, you're right.
seeing
Yeah,
each other? Were they together? Like if you know his peeing habits, you had
they're
to have
sharing
been,
space.
yeah, sparing space in some way,
Yeah,
together.
right.
So they call her parents. Her parents are so cute. She has to translate
Very
for
cute.
them, but they're kind and they're accepting of their relationship. Mom is like, "You're so handsome and you're so this." I don't think we saw Alessandro not smile the entire drop.
This
The
man is on cloud
entire
nine.
drop.
He's happy as hell. Like
Yeah.
he's happy, and every time we see them together, I'm like, God, he's big. Like I keep
Yes, he
forgetting
is.
how big he is.
He is.
And I think he mentions at the end of this call, he's like, "Yeah, her parents don't even know how tall I am yet. They're gonna lose their minds."
So I thought everything went well, like with the conversation, because she was nervous about her parents. She didn't want to disappoint them. But then she's like, I'm now more than ever anxious, more than ever, because I don't want them to have high expectations. I'm like, okay. She's like crying. Like I said, big feelings,
Yeah,
huge.
she has a
But
meltdown.
I'm just wondering, like, okay, do you cry like this with everyone you date? Because every time you date someone, there's a risk it's not going to work.
I don't know.
What
I
is
don't know if
happening?
this is if it's just this is so real this time, and like, boy, this is the closest I've ever gotten. I don't know. This is a lot.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I understand the culture part, but honestly, I feel deal with that before you take the dive. If you know
Yes.
it's gonna be so big, just step away. There's just too much parent involvement in this
Hmm.
franchise. So she meets his friend and his business partner. The man owns an ice cream shop, a gelato shop,
I
and
was
it
so
was
hungry. It looks so good.
he did. She was so excited for pistachio. That was never my first flavor for anything.
It wasn't. I've had it. It's really fucking good. I mean, it's never one that I would ever like get, but I've had it before with cannoli. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
I think they love pistachio over there.
Hmm.
When I went to Rome on a solo trip, but thank God for Google Translate because they were roasting stuff. I kept seeing it over and over. I kept asking, "What is that?" And I was like, "Wait, I have Translate." It turns out it was chestnuts. They just sell on
Oh,
the side of the road, and they just had
huh.
chestnuts on there and all that. But yeah, so as a sidebar. But he jokes, with the friend, and then when they're done with that, he asks him to be his best man. He's like, "This is a friend of mine," and then she appreciates the fact that he built a business from scratch, and not a lot of people
Hmm.
can do that. After that, there's a lot of jokes about the weddings, like if we get married, ha ha ha, maybe we will get married, ha ha ha, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you guys are
what
getting married,
what
so
are
stop
we
it.
what are we doing? Because no, I actually feel like I don't know if they're gonna get married,
Oh,
but they meet his parents who separated when he was 10, and his mom is like making sure, like, okay, so this is a real marriage. And I'm like, okay. Um, his dad seemed like he had a thought because they were together in the kitchen, and he's like, what? And he's like, I think his dad just chose peace and happiness, and was like,
yep,
if you like it, if you're happy, I love it. Like,
yep.
just make sure. I don't know if he knows his son. He's like, make sure you keep your enthusiasm as you get to know her, and I don't know. Alessandro gives me that by the reunion, we are like, who are you? We've seen this new wave too, where
Hmm.
everyone's great, then come reunion. He was so cold. He told me I don't want to do this anymore. This is the vibe I'm getting with him. That they might say yes, but he's joking way too much about the if maybe we may not.
Yeah, yeah, it's fair.
So I want them to work though. They were my favorite
Yeah,
last week.
they're very cute together. I love this couple together a lot.
But you never know if it's because they just have chemistry and they're not dealing with the deep stuff.
Right? It's just honeymoon phase.
Or if it's just because he got so excited that she wanted to take pictures of the mountains, and he's like, that's like me, I get that, I
Yep.
met my person. So you know it's great.
Very
Anyways,
cute.
well, speaking of who my favorites were before everything imploded, it was Alessandro and Elisa, or Eliza. And
Mm-mm.
they still can't keep their hands off each other. They finally had sex, and Alessandro said more than once, just FYI. And I have a question for you. Do
Mm.
you think she looks like Ari from Beanie and Ari fame? 90 Day.
Ooh,
Next
I
time
can
you
see
look at
it.
her, yes, next time you look at her, you'll see it.
I could see it. Yeah, her eyes are too close together to be Ari, but otherwise their facial features are very similar.
Yeah. So like I said, it's not cold anymore. They're in the pool swimming. They can't keep their hands off each other. And I'm like, oh, I enjoy their playfulness. I like how his game for her bossiness. And when they met the family through the phone, it was cute. Little did I know what was
Stay
coming.
tuned.
There's a dog situation because she goes to pick up her dog. Her friend was house sitting and taking care of the dog. And I'm like, oh, it's not even an issue because Alessandro introduced himself to her dog by saying, hey, I'm the one who's going to be walking you now. I'm like, okay, we are in it. Then I got a weird vibe in her house, and I'm like, is she annoyed at her friend? Because she's making these passive aggressive, huh? Did you rearrange things? Oh, don't worry, I don't know where the dog bed is. We'll just buy a new one. I'm like, what's
She
happening
straight
here?
up said, "Did you rearrange my entire house?" And it's like, I don't even recognize where I live anymore. And I'm like, how long was she there? Like, I mean, how much furniture are you moving around if you're house sitting for somebody for a week or two? It's
Yeah.
nuts.
Well, it was confirmed because when they go into the car, they load up her dog, and Alessandro simply asked a question like, "Oh, how do we do it?" And she got snappy. And I'm glad he stood up for himself because he's like, "Don't snap at me. I'm just asking
Yeah.
you a question."
I just
And
said, can he jump?
then,
Like,
and then he added, "I am not your friend that you can snap at whenever you want to." Whoop.
yup. Whoop. Mm.
And then he tells her, like, "You're always rude." I'm like, it's not wrong. Like, everything is an issue. Like, he was eating, you're eating wrong. You're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. And he tells us that he didn't like the way that, she spoke to her friend. And while he's valid, all I kept thinking about was, I want to know why she named her dog Tyson. I just, how
I'm also curious.
how did we get there? How do people
That's fair.
so you know how like in America there's some names that maybe we say are dog names and not human
Mhm.
names
A
like
Fido.
in Italy is that applicable? Are the American names the dog names or are there like how did we get to
It could
Tyson?
be. It could
This
be.
is
Maybe she's
my
like a big time Mike Tyson fan. I don't. I'm very curious.
I don't know. That's all I wanted to know and I'm like, okay, back to Alessandra. You had a point. I'm back here with you.
Yeah. No, my thing with this whole situation, I've been there before. Where I like somebody, we go on dates, we're enjoying each other, and then I see them around somebody that they know really well, and I'm like, oh, this is how you treat people? Like like you're legit rude like this. It's like every time Farah from Teen Mom would go on a
Mhm,
date with somebody, and then like they'd meet her parents, and
mhm.
like, oh, this is how you talk to your mom and dad all the time? Like you're
Yeah.
just a dick around the clock to your parents? I could see this kind of giving him the ick. And I
Mhm.
think that he went into it being like, all right, I'm a little bit irritated. And then when he got to the point that he's like, no, you're rude about everything all the time. I'm like, oh, you're just burning it down. You've decided in this moment you're out and there's no coming back.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I think he thought maybe, okay, it's a quirk of hers. I can deal with it. She's doing that to me. It's cutesy. I can do that. But wait,
Mm-hmm.
he sees it outside of the home and is like, oh, so
Yep.
where are we
Oh no,
going
wait
to
a minute.
go? Yeah,
This is
from
your
here.
friend, you're your best friend.
Yeah.
Oof.
So they have a dinner where her friends come over. Awkward as all hell. I don't know.
Yep.
I think it was a good thing it happened. They could have
Yeah.
avoided it because they were asking like what they argue about. And she didn't want to talk about it. He's like, no, let's lay it on the line. And then he starts
Yep.
saying all the things that she's picky about everything. But then I don't know. Her friends, rightfully so, worship at the
Yeah.
altar of Elisa, and it's like, listen, there's nothing you're gonna say now that's gonna make us hate her. Like, you shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
willing to like air your dirty laundry out here and talk about her in that way. And he was just like, no, like she's rude, and the friend is not wrong. He was trying to get people on his side, like, hey, look what I
Yes.
have to suffer. But he was being playful and thinking that things were getting along. But you could see on her face, like, oh my god, like this is not going well. But it got
No.
so awkward. Everyone was looking at each other and they have a conversation. He decides to go walk Tyson. Even though he was mad, he still went to walk the dog. And
Mm-hmm.
the friends are like, I think he's sneaky. I think he's trying to do all this thing. Like he's just one person. He's not who he says it could be. And that caused an argument about it. And he's like, these are the people who know you best. I was trying to get along and I was trying to get insight onto you from about you. And she's like, you didn't have to do that. You were trying to embarrass me. And two truths there. I think they're both right, you know,
Yeah.
in
Yep.
this situation. But this was a huge argument that it doesn't seem like they can get over it. And I think for the first time in the franchise, probably USA, we've seen some, but we see security cam of
Mm-hmm.
them fighting, and they're just fighting and fighting and fighting. And Alessandra goes to Parmy for advice. And Parmy is trying to be like, "Oh, get back to the roots." I was like, "This, you're Dr. Pierre in here. You're not giving
Yep.
any like actual."
He's like, look, man, I don't know. We're having sex like 7 times a day. Deal with your shit. I don't know.
So they're arguing again, and it seems they're arguing, and I think at this point he calls her a bitch. And then she says he
Yup.
needs to grow up. Like he just wants to play his PlayStation. And you know that thing where, you're fine dating someone younger, but as soon as anything happens, they're like, oh, he's young. I'm going through this with Love Island Australia right now. A 21-year-old accusing a
Oh.
22-year-old of being a boy. Someone acted, anyways, whatever. That's besides the point. But
Wow.
she goes and like, you're so young, you're immature, you're this, and it's like all that. But the next day, they do not get over it as usual.
Nope.
He
Nope.
comes
Not
out to
this one.
her. He says, "We bring out the worst in each other," and it looks like we've both reached a conclusion, right? She doesn't quite answer. She's looking out the
No.
window, but she
He's
is
like, hey,
sad
right?
about the fact that they're not compatible together. She does apologize for disrespecting him, and
Yep.
and for being her worst coming out. And I guess this is why we have one episode for the wedding. The next drop is one episode. We had two men
Right.
down, two couples down
We're light on content.
at this point. So that was it for them, and she's really sad. I think she's one of those people who takes it as I have failed again. I think she also shared
Yep.
in this drop how she was sick, and her partner at the time couldn't take it and wasn't there for
Mhm.
her, and it just feels like she's done it. But I hope they both grow from this. I do think it was a case of being incompatible, and
Yeah.
in some way it was kind of like another Will and Brittany, where I kept feeling like, oh, if you could just sort through the murk, you could make it, you got along together. But I think fundamentally they don't agree, and he's also part of the group of men who are just combative. I just want to get my lick
Yeah.
back, and you can't have two lick backs.
It's so weird. It's so I talk about it all the time with my friends because I'm, despite the fact that I'm a man, I'm not a lonely male. And like I talk about this male loneliness epidemic all the time. And I'm like, I have lots of guy friends. None of us are lonely. It's because these guys are repulsive to be around.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna have friends if you're like a combative dick all the time.
Yep.
And it just seems like a lot of these guys that complain about being lonely, it's because like nobody wants to be around you because you're not fun to hang out with.
Yeah, they're more concerned about being right.
Yeah, about
Yeah.
everything, even when they're wrong about shit.
Yeah. So our final couple is Palmy and Gargana. In the complete opposite of Giovanni and Georgia's conversation, Parmi is asking Gargana if she feels weird about the conversation. And she's like, honestly, I could have done without that conversation. I was annoyed, and it was just proof that I made the right choice. But
Yep.
no, he caused her pain. Her eyes were glossy.
She's emotionally traumatized from this meeting.
Gargana says she's scared to go back to the real world. I'm like, oh, probably because of all the racism waiting for you. I'm not laughing at racism, guys. I'm just
No,
it's
but
so
that's what
absurd.
it
It's absurd
is.
to me that it's just so casual. They kept it in, and
Yeah.
it's just ooh.
I think
But
at one point she's like, yeah, my parents shouldn't be racist, but they're Eastern
they are.
European, so like they are.
Yeah.
Just like, oh God.
I mean, I guess that's what it is love blind.
Right.
And then she's like, oh yeah, she did say this. What do I tell my parents? That I went on a TV show, and by the way, I fell in love with an Indian boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking up to the sky like, I'm not crazy. No.
She's saying it out
that is
loud.
what she said. My parents are from Eastern Europe, and they shouldn't be prejudiced, but obviously they are.
Obviously, they're Bulgarian, so
If
oh
you
my God.
care about not exposing your parents, and I say the word exposing because I'm not gonna say if you don't want to make them look bad, because this is all they're doing, and
Mhm.
I wonder if they actually feel this way, and she's not the one just putting that on them. But no, this is how they feel.
I don't
Don't
know.
come
Yeah,
on the
it seems
show,
like it.
like I said.
Don't come
Do
on the
not
show.
come on the show, because this is worse than anything. I don't care if Daddy wants is not on camera, or if anyone you've said enough. You have said enough. This is enough to follow them. And then once it comes to an American audience, like you know,
Wait, what the fuck is this?
Americans are race. Put me in, coach. We
Right. Well, this reminds me a little bit. My parents were on a cruise, like a European cruise during the European Soccer Championship, which is like my favorite tournament. The Euros are great. And one thing that they pointed out, they called me from the ship on like day 2 or 3, and they were like, "Yeah, we didn't really realize that pretty much every European is like racist to every other kind of European. There's like slurs for people. I didn't know the Czechs had like a slur for Hungarian people and shit. It's
Mm,
just like, yeah, the tension on this boat is high because every game there's like a fist fight and people are
yeah.
really worked up. So like for her to be like, yeah, they're prejudiced because Eastern Europe. I'm like, oh, I guess I don't know if that's just like something that we all just know. So like Andre from Libby and Andre, I'm looking in your direction a little bit. Florian, what's going on?
But again, that's why I say, like, I want them to say it with their chest. What
Yeah,
is the problem? I don't want to dilute my blood. I want you to
right.
say what the issue is.
They're in. Just come out and say they're inferior.
Yeah.
Just say that so we have it on tape.
So, anyways, this is not good. And oh yeah, because she says, I know my parents would never be okay with this. Oh my god,
Well,
make it stop. But then we find out that Parmy is scared as well. I don't want to call him Parmy because I kind of feel
no.
this is like, yeah, Parminda is
There you
scared
go.
as well. Because at 34, he wants to say, like, oh, I don't care, but it's important. And I'm like, so why are you here? Listen, I'm not going to
Mhm.
put it down because, again, I've seen this happen, in my culture where people were very concerned about what their parents are going to say. But in most cases, sometimes it's because the parents are somehow financially involved. So
Oh
it
yeah.
comes with strings. So they, threaten you, dangle things, over there. But I still
Mhm.
feel like if there are things that you're willing to take a risk on and go against your culture, your tradition, take a risk on this too. And at the end
Yeah.
of the day, they got to choose, do you want me or do you not want me? You got to live your life at some point. And also, if it's so important to you, do not come on the show. Thank
Don't
you,
come on the
signed
show.
viewer.
Don't come on the show.
So
Wait for Bulgarian matchmaking to come on and go on that show.
then he says, like, he also doesn't want to deal with the fact of her parents just constantly thinking, "Do they like me?" I was like, "Oh, you got there at episode 7.
Uh-oh. A little
Welcome."
bit late, pal.
So then he says something that you tell me how you interpreted this. Paraminda says they know that this is a show that could open doors, but they don't know that it ends with a wedding. Your
Yeah.
turn, Brian.
I'm very curious what he's told them about this show. Like I don't they know he's on a show. That is granted. They know he's doing some kind of a TV show. I don't know if he has told them this is some kind of a chef show because they have a family restaurant. I don't know if they think this is some kind of a version of like Shark Tank, who's gonna like pitch the family restaurant and get. I don't know what he's told them, but like it's not. Hey, I'm gonna go talk to a woman and see if I like her and we'll get married.
I feel like, and completely off base, my thoughts was like, listen, it's a dating show. I'm gonna go on there. I'm probably not gonna end up with anyone, but it's gonna give us opportunities. A lot of people know my name and they know the restaurant and they'll come to the restaurant and we could have business pick up with this.
It could be that.
Not sure he thought about that. I still don't know the name of the restaurant, so if I ever go
Nope.
there, I don't know where I'm going to. But
I frankly I assume it's Indian food. I don't know that.
yeah,
Like it's a
well,
family
yeah,
restaurant,
yeah, that's true.
but I don't know. It could be
I think he
Italian
just
food. I don't
assumed it
fucking
was.
know. Right? I know nothing about the restaurant.
But he didn't. He was like, "Oh, it's a dating game show," but not like, "Oh, but then you got to get
Yeah.
married at the end." And I'm like, "But they left it in, so hey." But at this point,
Yeah.
they don't care about editing. He says that he told her if they're both willing to fight, they can get through it, but that he wasn't thinking of the reality of it all. And I was annoyed. I was
Yeah.
annoyed by that comment because
Yeah. You
I
gotta think about reality, man. Come on.
just
Be
yeah,
real.
it's right there,
Hmm.
the end of it.
You're living in it.
Parminda does say, though, that they have given him an exception that he can marry a non Indian woman. Yay, parents, thank you
Good.
for permission to live my life.
Okay. In
And
Italy.
I'm trying to reiterate, guys, I'm not putting down on culture. I'm just saying, like, at some point, we have to let go because sometimes I think culture is a great thing. Culture is a good thing. It keeps traditions alive, but sometimes we have to recognize the ones that hold people back and that
Hmm.
are not helpful but can be harmful. I understand wanting to keep the culture, but understand that there are people who get married to people outside of their culture and they're embracing their culture, and there's a merging of both cultures. In this case, it's Indian and Bulgarian. You can only be better by knowing more about each other's, culture. If it so happens that, they love each other, they're happy together, your kid is happy, it is not easy to find someone that you click with. So,
Hmm.
yes, this is how things always are, but what if things could be better if we step outside of our comfort zone,
Yeah. Well,
So,
and there's also this assumption that if you marry somebody outside of your culture, that means you have to stop doing all of your
all the
cultural
things, yeah.
things and just do theirs. And I'm like, no, my wife is white. We do Juneteenth. Like my son is half black. He knows all the black stuff you could ever possibly know. Like
Yeah.
it's not. I didn't give up any of our cultural things when we got married, and neither did she.
Yeah.
She's a Minnesota woman. We do all the Minnesota things. So yeah, it's not. I don't. I understand the worry about it because it's
Yeah.
like, boy, if this does wind up with my grandkids not knowing anything about our culture, that would be devastating to me.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that should be the assumption of what's going to happen if you marry somebody outside of your culture.
Yeah, because I always call it the one voter ballot. Is the same way you cannot marry someone just for one reason. So
Uh-huh.
even if you're marrying someone that's outside of your culture, I would hope there are other things you're looking at, and part of it is someone who is open and willing to learn, understand, and all of the things. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, there's just so much that I maybe they didn't think about it, but he goes to see his family at the restaurant and he tells them, he explains everything to them. His dad says, like, yes, you can go on the game show, but marriage, nah.
Go
That's
on the
too
game
soon.
show.
That's too soon. His
Uh,
brother is like, I mean, don't you need like a year or two to get to know somebody? Like, why are we doing that? But he's like, yeah, the game show is fine, but marriage is not a game. And I'm like, he keeps saying it's a game. Like,
yeah.
pardon
It
me.
was it was it's a game, and then like I met somebody as part of the game. I'm like, it's not a game.
Like, Parminda, what did you tell them about this?
Oh my god.
His mom asked actual questions about Gagana, like how is she, where is she from, and he was like, we can meet her, like we'll see her, we'll meet her, and she makes you happy. And I'm like, this is best case scenario. This went
Uh-huh.
okay as far as I'm concerned. So on the flip side, she goes home, her dad is not around,
Uh-huh.
and she tells her mom about Parminda. And then when she says the name, her mom keeps saying, Parmi,
Yeah.
Parmi, Parmi. And I'm like, I can't tell if after she heard the name, because Gargana did not say Parminda.
No.
Like, does that spark anything in her? There was no reaction, and they moved on from
Yep.
that. So I don't know what that is. They go home, and then Parminda's like, listen, I told him everything. And she's like, oh, I
Everything?
didn't.
I lied a
um,
lot.
did not say that, just said I met a nice man and he's okay. And then he's asking her, are they going to come to the wedding? I'm like, sir, she hasn't even told them there's a wedding. She hasn't
No.
even told them that you're Indian. She has not told them a lot of things. Like, why are we
No.
asking about the wedding? Like, you have
Chill.
a lot of things to get through first. They meet her friends. Even they, like the parents, I can even kind of see if they're surprised, but they're surprised by
Mm-hmm.
the engagement. And they all seem wary of the time, like it's too soon, but they berate him with questions, one after the other, and he gets annoyed because he can't even get to answer all of
Yep.
them. And then he jokingly is like, oh, let me finish. And then he tells one, oh, you answer the question since you're speaking for me. And then she says, I notice his temper and it bothers me. And then she tries to point it out to him, but he's not happy about it. And then he cops an attitude and says, like, he feels sad about it. And I think she's beginning to now want to point out things. She's pulling a Giovanni, maybe, do you think? Or
A
no?
little bit. Not to the extent that he is, because like
Yeah.
Giovanni is really over here like
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
the
yeah.
most. I think in this case, it's she's got an an affinity for her friends in a way that if she sees somebody that she thinks is kind of being rude to her friends, she can't see that, oh, your friends are also being rude.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like what he did. He didn't like blow up at them. He didn't
Mm-mm.
like Teresa Judice flip a table and
Mm-mm.
like, break a bottle or something like that. He was just like, man, this is kind of irritating. I'm trying to answer your questions and like, I can't do it. I don't know. I
Yeah.
I think she's making too big of a deal about it. but it's also not a full gaslighting like Giovanni.
Yeah, it's not a full gaslight like Giovanni, but yes, I think she was making a big deal because to him he was like, "Oh, I was just going along with them. That's his humor." And he's like, "You don't know me
Hmm.
to know that that's what I'm doing." But it's also like give him the benefit of the doubt
Yep.
of that, but I think she's also so stressed out about the whole thing because when I interviewed Belinda when I asked her what is the most stressful part about it all, and she said just thinking about making sure that the people who didn't sign up for the show aren't going to catch any strays with what I say, what I do, what I anything.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of thinking she's there and kind of like, oh my God, I have put it out there that my parents are racist. Actually, I don't know if she cares, but she just put that out there. She has brought up the fact that Parmy, he, and then the fact that he told his parents everything,
Yeah.
and she's like, now I feel bad. Like I
Yep.
didn't do what I thought we were on the same page and we are gonna hide
I got to play
things.
catch up now.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that, and she's overwhelmed by everything, and she's just like, oh God, am I making a mistake? I might be doing all this for someone who has a temper and is gonna do that. I tried not to bring anything into it. Like it's not racism that the fact that he just joked and suddenly he has a temper
Yeah.
because what?
I,
He
I
can
I
be
hope that's not what it is.
yes, I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt because you could have said
Yeah.
intense. You could have said, oh, he was intense, or he doesn't have a sense of humor or something. But even I saw it. I know he was irritated. That was clear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was more like, okay, but you guys are like, oh, since you know everything. I thought it was jokey. But for you to
Hmm.
go from the extreme, from everything you know about how he treats you, because I think he said, I'm not annoyed. I just feel heartbroken that you think that this is what you're not willing to even give me the benefit of the doubt or ask me about it or anything. So
Yep.
I don't know. I'm torn
Mm.
on this too, where I think they might both be cowards and just yeah, let's not just keep our parents happy and keep everybody happy and see what happens. But I
That's
don't
how you
know.
break up before the reunion. That's what that is.
So yeah, well that was it. That was it for the
Yeah.
drop. Anything else?
No, I think we covered all the bases.
Okay. Well, can you share with people where they can find you and what you got going on?
Yep. You can listen to me at Maths Virgin. We are doing season 13 of Married at First Sight right now, the Houston season. Um, we just watched Murla and Gil get to the altar, and I already hate her guts. So, you know, enjoy listening to us over there. You can also follow us on Instagram and Threads at Maths Virgin, and then join our Facebook group, the Maths Virgin Fan Club. There's a lot of memes and just reality TV chat in general in there.
Yeah. You guys know where to find me, but just in case you don't remember, it is AltaCall MAFS on all of the socials. You can follow me on Blue Sky, on Instagram, on Twitter X, or YouTube also. And I sometimes live tweet my thoughts on reality shows I'm watching on Threads. Please give me a 5-star rating. It helps the show. Stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episodes. And until next time, when we cover episodes 8 and 9, I will talk to you then. Bye, guys.